Hey, what's going on, everyone? It's your boy Manny here once again. Welcome back to another episode of DFS Zone, your source for daily fantasy sport lineup advice for the NFL, NBA, WNBA, and MLB. And before I continue with the video, like always, I appreciate you guys dropping a like on the video. I really do. I appreciate everyone that's been doing that. And if you have not subscribed yet, you haven't subscribed to the channel, and you're looking for advice, some insight, just some general good information to help you out as far as putting up your lineups. That's the reason why I do it. It's just to help those out who really need it, because not everybody has the time to do it. Click that subscribe button down below, and of course make sure you turn on the notifications. This way, when I put up the new videos, you will get them directly right away on your tablet, mobile device, and your PC. Alright guys, with that being said, today is Wednesday, June 13th, 2018, and we have a two-game slate today. And before I jump into the two-game slate, just real quickly, last night, first time in 4 or 5 days in a row, I've been cashing at least some money back, or making some money, or at least losing very little money. Last night I played about, I don't know, I think it was like 9 lineups between MLB with the after hours. I did the MLB after hours. I did three lineups here, and I did 5 lineups for the WNBA. I didn't do a cash lineup at all, which was not the right thing to do, but I did not win in any one. I crashed and burned in the WNBA. I decided to do the game stacks, and I just didn't have the right players together. I mean, I had Ms. Wilson, but I didn't have Natalie against her, and I had Ms. Kelsey, and I didn't take her counterpart Mitchell, which I even told you guys in yesterday's video at the end when I gave you team stacks. I advised that if you're going to do a team stack with Indiana, that definitely the targets should be the 2 Mitchell girls, and I didn't even put that in my stack. So go figure, man. But this is the way it is. This is DFS. This is what makes it fun. This is like the same thing like an athlete. Hey, you have a bad day, come back the next day, look to improve, look to have a better game. That's what I plan to do today, and that's the same attitude everybody should have. All right, guys? We're not guaranteed to win every single night. We just want to be a consistent winner, or the best possible consistent winner with a decent bankroll, and that's pretty much the goal. All right, so all right, enough of that. So looking at this game, all right, we got implied totals here for the Washington-Connecticut game. We have 169.5 implied totals for the game, and we have Connecticut favored by 10. They are at home. Some team stats real quick. I want to try to make these a little bit quicker. Points, very critical. Connecticut is tops in the league in scoring at 92.6, while Washington is 5th in the league at 81.9. Another key stack here, offensive pace. Connecticut 89.9, first in the league. We should assume that, and then not assume it, but we should at least believe that they are if they're tops in scoring. Defensive pace, 80.9 for Connecticut, 81.9 for Washington. That's a 6-point difference there. One key figure here, rebounds. Washington 39.9, number 1 in the league, almost 40 rebounds a game, while Connecticut is at 30.8. That's 11th in the league, second to last. So that's definitely something to look at there, or to consider. And then assists, Washington also better at assists per game at 21.1 per game, while Connecticut's at 15. Steals and blocks, they're pretty close. I'm not going to go over those. PPF 2s, that is percentage points from 2. Connecticut fares better than Washington at 59.4, while Washington is at 54.3. And then at percentage points from 3, we have Washington at 28.9, second best in the league, while Connecticut is 24.7. And when you think about that, we are thinking at certain individual players, PPF 3s, top. And in this case for Washington, we're looking at Hawkins 45%, Tolliver 41%, and Atkins 36.6% as far as shooting from 3. Their field goal percentage shooters best are Hawkins, Tolliver at 47. Hawkins is at 51, Cloud at 44.9, Deladon at 43.3, and then you got Curry at 43.1 and Atkins at 42.3. And then going over to Connecticut, you got Agumake at 61.8, Jones 50.8, Alicia Thomas at 50.6, Strickland at 50%, Courtney Williams at 45.8, Bentley at 43%, and Jasmine Thomas at 41%. So they're very good field goal percentage. Overall among 8-9 girls for Connecticut is very, very powerful. And then 3% shooting, you got Strickland 43.3, Bayham at 37, Jasmine Thomas at 35%, Jonquel Jones at 34.8%, and Courtney Williams at 33.3%. And then we got Miss Alex Bentley, at 31. 31.4. So overall, I mean, Connecticut is showing that they're pretty balanced as far as three-point shooting. They got 5 or 6 girls that can shoot from 32% or better, and then you have from the floor 41 to 42% up to as high as 61%. That is very, very good. All right, we're going to go over the girls now real quickly. Jasmine Thomas, she's in play, hands down. I mean, she's in a good matchup. We go to the cruncher. Jasmine Thomas, as you can see here, is projected to put up 23. She has a 39, almost a 40-point ceiling. She's facing the 6th defense against guards. Tonight, as you can see here, all the way through here on the cruncher, pretty much the teams are pretty balanced at guard, at 5 or 6 ranked. The best is New York, who is the 3rd best against guards. So the Liberty will, you know, that's someone that Miss Kayla McBride is going to have to deal with. But Jasmine Thomas, 5,700. You need 28. She's averaging 25, almost 26. She's pretty close. I'll put a check mark on her. I think she's in a good spot here, even though she's facing the middle of the pack defense. The last time she played them, she put up a 34, which is really impressive. 17 shots, hit of 10 of 17. But again, that was a game that they blew out Washington, you know, so she spent a little bit more time on the floor, and she was able to. I think Washington's going to be definitely better today, so it should be a better matchup. But I think Jasmine is definitely the best play here. Her partner, Courtney Williams, 5,600. Miss Williams, man, not bad at all. You need about 26, 27, and she's averaging 20, almost 26. So she's in play, guys. I mean, that's the first thing I look at, and what I've been trying to teach you guys here is you look for that. If she's near value, you might give her a shot. Then you want to find out is how well she has done over the last couple of games, and does she have a ceiling? Okay, and she definitely has. You know, she can get you 30 to 35. She got close to 30 here against New York. She's pretty steady, and the one thing about that is that we're seeing this 25 points and her price being right. She's a good cash play. Any one of these 3 girls, 4 or 5 girls here, which we're going to go over, they're all good cash plays for tonight. And you know I'm going to play some cash tonight because I didn't do good with GPP only last night. So tonight will be some GPP plays as well as cash plays. All right, because there is some value here at guard. And cheap too. All right, so good matchup here again for everyone. And I'll be honest with you, right down this board here, Thomas, Williams, Tolliver, Cloud, Atkins, Bentley, they're all in play, at least for me, because they're all near that price range. 3,800, she's at 20 fantasy points. So it's all a matter of checking to see how well she's done as of late. Check to see what the matchup is. How did she do the last time against them? All right. Those are some of the things you look at. So Courtney Williams, we were up to. Minutes are good, 30, 30, and 31 over the course of the last 3 games. She had a monstrous shooting game as far as points are concerned. 22 in the last game, was the best one all year. 4 rebounds. Okay, so she didn't rebound as well in that game, but she definitely scored. So she was the offensive weapon there. 29.3, 29.3, 26. She's steady. She's good for 26 to 29. And that's pretty good there at that price. At 25 here, 26, 27. Yeah, you need about 27, 28 from her. She can do it. Courtney Williams in play. And this is not a bad stack right here, so that I don't have to get to the later of the video. This is not a bad stack. Either stacking Thomas with her home teammate Williams or stacking any one of the 2 out of the 3 Washington Mystic guards. You can do that today if you wanted to. All right, I think here is where you're going to get your guards from. Either you take Thomas and you take a Natasha Cloud or a Tolliver or an Atkins, or you take a Williams with Cloud or Atkins, or whatever the case may be, and then you look for your last guard over here in this game. Move down, Christy Tolliver. Tolliver 4.2, excuse me, 4.4. You need about 22. She's averaging 22.5. As you can see, she's been moving up slowly but surely. Game log, 34 minutes in the last game. That's a lot of minutes. That's a lot of minutes. Her minutes have been good. 30, anywhere between 30 to as high as 36 over the last 4 or 5 games. She's averaging 14.4 points, 3.2 assists, 1.4 steals, and she's shooting 47.7% from the floor and 41.7% from 3. And she's hooked me up twice out of the 3 times I played her, so she may be in play for me today. She is definitely in play. I'm just not sure if I'm going to play her just yet, but I think she might be. All right. Natasha Cloud has been fabulous. 4.3, you need 21. All right. And she's averaging 21, so she's another one with a nice check mark next to her, at least in that first stage. Minute-wise, 24 and 34 after 3 games not playing. And she lit it up in the last game. 9 assists, 5 rebounds. Love it. 17 points. Put up a 34 spot. That's 1 fantasy point per minute. I'll take that. All right. We go over here to the cruncher. Let's take a quick look. Miss Cloud. All right. She can do 20. She can get it. We already seen she has 30-point upside. She's done it twice already over the course of 3 games. She did it against Minnesota both times. So she's definitely in play, guys. Definitely in play. We go down here, the rookie, 7th overall pick, Ariel Atkins. 4,000. You need 20, and she's close to that. She's got 20 here. She has 29-point upside, as you see here. So she can get close to 30 on a given night. She shot the ball very well here against Phoenix. 10, 2, and 2 here, 1 steal. Yeah, I think at 4,000, she's a possible play. Definitely a decent cash play. You know, you could take a chance on her tonight here because the competition is favorable. Remember, both teams are kind of like in the middle of the pack. You see, Tolliver facing the 5th-ranked defense, defending against guards, Connecticut. And then Connecticut is facing Washington, who is the 6th. So they're right there, neck and neck. So this should be a nice game to get some guards out of. All right. Next in line here is... okay, Alex Bentley is the next one I'm going to look at. Miss Bentley, not too bad at all. 11.8 points, 2.6 assists, 1.3 steals, shooting 43% from the floor, and she's shooting 36.6, the 3rd best on the team from 3. At 38, you need about 18, and she's averaging 20. That's another check mark. Okay, that's another check mark to tell you she is someone to look at. Let's dig a little bit deeper. Now, she hasn't been getting sufficient minutes the last 2 games, so that automatically puts a little red flag for me. Here you got the minutes, the fantasy points, 12, 9, and then of course a little choppy here. 36 here, awesome. 35 at the beginning, then 2 dull games. 36, then another, terrible game. 25. So a little bit of inconsistency. It's a little scary. Where I saw better from Ariel, Natasha, and Tolliver. So there you go. Right away, we already know that we could probably, fade Mrs. Bentley. Okay, guys, go to the forward spot in this game. Elena Delle Donne is back. The last time Washington played against Connecticut, they got blown out early. They did not have Miss Elena. Elena just came back. I am not on Elena tonight. Now, don't get me wrong, guys. You could play Elena tonight for a couple of reasons. One, she didn't play the last time, so she definitely wants to ball out and show these guys, hey, you know what? You're not going to beat up my team a second time in a row. That's one. Two, you're looking at the most important thing, too, and the most important thing is this is a 2-game slate, so you don't got a whole lot of choices up front, in the front court. So she played the last game, 26 minutes. I expect her to play more than 26 today. Is she going to go all the way up to 35 or more? I don't know. I don't think so. So until I see, like I said before, until I see maybe 3 or 4 games under her belt from coming back from this undisclosed illness, I'm going to hold off on her. But tonight is not a bad night to play her if you want to play. I'd just rather go with some of the girls down here or 1 or 2 girls from the other game. So Elena Delle Donne is in play for those who wish to. I just don't think she's quite at that price of 40 fantasy points for 8. Because remember, we want 5 times value. At least that's the mark that you really should be aiming for when you're making these decisions on salary. So that's 40 points from her here, and she hasn't hit 40 yet. So when she gets closer to 40, and if she does it a couple of times, then I'll be like, all right, now I can definitely gauge her in games and matchups moving forward. All right. Let's move on. Alyssa Thomas, definitely in play. She's averaging 13.3 points, 10.8 rebounds, which is a double-double, 4.5 assists. She's shooting 50.8% from field goal from the floor. Man, she's pretty darn good, man. When she's on, she's on. She has 40-point, almost 50. She has 50-point upside. She already did it in game 1. 32 minutes, 29, 36 minutes are good. 32 or better is not too bad for her. She's doing the rebounding thing, and she's passing the ball. She does a little bit of everything. She plays good, decent defense. This is a nice matchup for her. Let's look at her over here a little closely in the cruncher. Okay, good, thank you. She's facing the 8th best defense, which is near the bottom. So she's in a favorable matchup here as she goes up against Washington with Della Don. The last time she played Washington, she only put a 20 spot in 31 minutes, so she wasn't really much involved in the offense. As you can see, 4 of 6, 2 of 4 from the floor, from free throw line. She only had 6 rebounds in that game. She wasn't in foul trouble, so I don't recall exactly what happened there. Oh, obviously they were getting blown out, so they decided not to play her. They were blowing out Washington, so they didn't play her as much. That's pretty much what happened there. Sorry about that. Yeah, that's exactly what happened. So she didn't get a whole lot in that game. I expect her to play today, man. With Della Don there, she's going to have to play. She's going to ball out. I think she is one of the top forwards here today, to play. So definitely someone to consider. If you're not going to consider her, you're obviously going to consider one of the girls from the other game. Miss Ogumake, 6.8. Miss Ogumake is good, man. She's in a good, favorable spot, too. Good, favorable spot. She's facing the 8th defense. She has 40-point upside. I mean, her numbers are great. 13 points a game, 7.6 rebounds. I mean, she has 1.4 steals, and she gets 1 block a game. She's shooting 61% from the floor. I mean, she don't take a ton of shots, but she's very efficient with her shots, and that's what makes her dangerous. She's projected to put up 25, which is definitely below value. So that's what has me with a little bit of a red flag or a little caution there. I will look into her a little bit more. But, yeah, she's in play. 2-game slate. I mean, playing Washington, they already beat them up. They're going to look to try to do it again. Yeah, Chinese definitely in play. I like Jonquel Jones here also. 5.8. For Ms. Jones, you need 28, and she's averaging 24. So a little bit, maybe $100 or $200 more than she needs to be. But she has potential. Let's go over here a little bit more. She has definitely some upside. She can get you 40. She's been at 36 already once this year. Okay. So, I mean, if you can see, she's been able to get 50. She's been in the 40 range even last year. So, I mean, she has definitely some upside. She needs to just be involved with the offense. You see this usage rate here in the last game? Not a whole lot. Now, I understand they won that game. They probably were a little bit too far ahead. And they figure, hey, you know what? We're going to sit her. So she didn't play that much. That's why the other girls had some more run. If this game stays fairly close, if they come, I believe Washington is going to play better this game than they did the last game. Plus, they have Eleanor back. So there should be definitely some improvement there. If that is the case, then Jonquel Jones is definitely someone to consider at that price. We move further. What we got here? Tiana Hawkins, she's going to have to play better. Tiana Hawkins, 4,300. Now, she's not bad, man. She's averaging 10.9 points a game, 5.2 rebounds, 51% from field goal range, and 45% from 3. She needs to get herself going, At 4,300, you need 21, 22, and she's averaging 19. She's had 2 poor games in a row, but as you can see, she can get over 20. She had 28 pretty much here and 20 here. She had a 28 pretty much in the game 2 of the season, of the second game of the season. And you're seeing that she's very efficient when she does shoot the ball. I mean, she's pretty good. Her field goal percentage and her 3-point shots are great. We just need her to be a little more aggressive and take the shots. So I think she's not a bad play here. She's a little bit, maybe $200 above price, or maybe $300. She's probably should be more at 4. But she has that upside, so I see where they figure 43 is good. So, you can give her a shot. LaToya Sanders, I'm only on her here at 3,500 simply because she can definitely get that. She can definitely get you 15 here. She got 19, 16, and 17 over the last 3 games. She's done that between 13 to 18 minutes. So she's good for almost 1 fantasy point per minute, at least over the course of the last 3 games. And she's shooting the ball well. She's shooting 58%. She's very efficient when she does shoot the ball. She doesn't shoot a lot, but when she does, she's hitting 58.8% of the time. Nearly 59%. So someone to consider. And on top of that, she's a rebounder. One of the reasons why they're the number 1 in rebounding. Okay? She gets about 3 a game. So Sanders is definitely someone you can consider if you want to go that low. If you're looking for value at the big men spot, that's one. Hines Allen is going to get obviously a little bit of a pullback here. I mean, now that Eleanor is back, but I think she's going to still be in line because she's averaging 4.3 rebounds a game, which is the 3rd best on the team behind Eleanor and Tiana Hawkins. So they're going to need that rebounding, and they're going to need it against Connecticut. So I see her getting some time here. Don't know how much time, She's getting 16 to 21 over the last 3 games, and not a whole lot of points production. But we need her to rebound. If she rebounds, she'll help out. Now again, she jacked up those rebounds in that average when they didn't have Eleanor, and they actually literally just put her to play 24 to 33 minutes. So maybe a little bit coming back to reality. 3,300, I'd rather play LaToya. I wouldn't even bother with Hines Allen, but if you want to, she's in play. All right, that's pretty much it for this game. Let's move on to the Vegas game. Vegas visiting New York, and Vegas just played a pretty good game last night, a really tough game. Everybody has played a lot of minutes last night. I don't know how well these guys are going to play today, but these girls are young, especially Miss Wilson. Man, I'm willing to go back to the well, to be totally honest with you. I have no problem with taking Aja Wilson again today. She is a baller. She is young. She's going to be fired up to come out to New York and kick some butt. And another thing also, you got Coach Lambier coming back to New York. This is the team he coached for several years. You know he want to come back to New York and come back here and just light it up. Have his Vegas team win 2 in a row, you know? So I expect them to play hard no matter what, even though they are on a back-to-back. Hey, man, that's part of being an athlete. Sometimes you got these back-to-backs. They are killer. Sometimes they don't work well for certain teams. But I don't know. Tonight, you know, I'm willing to take a couple of those aces girls. And Ms. Wilson is definitely one that, you know, I can't pass up. So a little bit about this game, man. Implied totals. We have 161 total points, and we have New York favored at home by 10. So they got this one also projected at 10 point favorites. I don't know. It might be a little closer, man. The Aces are a really fast-paced team, and New York really likes to slow it down. They're actually the best at slowing down the pace defensively. The last time I told you guys that, they faced Connecticut, and they almost beat Connecticut. If you remember that video, if not, check it out. I did point that out, and it's the same thing here today. If they can slow down the Aces, you know, transition game as well as and make it more of a half-court game and slow things down against these Aces team, they will keep this game close and it'll be low, and then hopefully the Vegas girls are tired and New York will pound them out. I could see the 10-point advantage happening, but I don't know, man. Las Vegas, these kids, now they won a game last night, a tough one. They may want to come in here and try to win 2 in a row, and especially, like I said, Bill Lambier is going to do everything he can to fire up these girls to do it again tonight. All right, let's go over a couple team stats real quick. Points, 81 points per game for New York is 7th best in the league. The Vegas is 6th best in the league at 81.3, so they're pretty much even there. Offensive pace, New York's 81.3 is 6th, and Vegas is 86.2. They're 2nd best. Aces definitely love to run and keep the game going really fast. They like to get a lot of shots off. Defensive pace, Vegas is poor there at 83.3. So obviously that's an advantage for New York, but then again, Vegas is a little bit more of a faster paced team, so New York is going to have to definitely bring down that pace, and New York is the best at that. They're 75.2. That's #1 in the league, and they've been #1 for about a week now. So after the last 2 or 3 games, they've been pretty much #1. So they're going to have to do it again tonight to slow down these Aces. Rebounding disparity, there is everything between these two teams is pretty balanced. I'm not going to even go through all that. They're pretty balanced in steals, blocks per game, assists per game, 19 and 18 respectively, and rebounds 35 and 34, with Vegas having the 1 rebound advantage. That's about it. But the difference is in the 3-point, is in the percentage points per game coming from 3 and from 2, and Vegas is #1 in the 2-point. 65% obviously of their points come from 2-point range. New York is at 52.9. They're 10th. That's almost near the bottom. But New York is #1 in points coming from 3, which is first in the league at 29.1 points. While Vegas, as we all know, and I mentioned it yesterday in the video, Vegas is terrible. They can't shoot the 3 that well. They don't have that many girls that can do it. They only have McBride and Hamby at 40 and 41% respectively. They're at 11.1%, dead last in the league. So you're definitely not looking to target any 3-point shooters, you know, from the Aces team. All right. When we look at that PPF2 for Vegas, it obviously comes from Miss Wilson at 46.3% from the floor. Coffey 43.4, McBride is at 41.4, Allen is at 40.8, and Hamby 65.9% for the times that she shoots it. She's effective, she's efficient, and she's at very high, 65.9, almost pretty much 66% from the floor. Their 3-point shooter is McBride at 40%, who takes the most threes, and then Hamby takes a handful here and there. She doesn't take a lot of shots, but the few times that she has, she's shooting at 41.7% clip. Their top scorers, obviously, a Wilson, 22 a game, McBride at 14.9, Coffey's at 11.8, Young is at 9.9, and Hamby at 7.6 points per game. And when we look at New York, their field goal percentage is Hartley at 45.6, Charles at 45.3, Coleman at 44.2%, Nurse at 43.5, Kia Vaughn at 41.2, and Shavante Zelios at 38.2. Three-point shooters are Hartley at 43%, Nurse 37.8%, and Marissa Coleman at 36.4. So that's pretty much a little breakdown as quickly as I can do for you guys. Let's move on. Okay, guards, this game. We got Epiphany Prince coming back. I am not on Epiphany Prince. Again, the same thing if I said before. I'm going to say it real quickly again. Let's wait and see how they're going to use her in the rotation. She definitely is going to get the brunt of time as we go along. I don't know if they're going to put her only for 15, 20 minutes today. That's usually the norm when someone comes back. So I'm not going to pay almost $6,000 to get almost 30 points if I'm not sure she can get 30 points. She was averaging 24 to finish the year last year. This is last year's results out of 28 games. So I'm not on her for that. So I'll wait and see, and that's what I advise everybody. Fade Miss Prince and focus on other girls. And like I said, the other game has some really nice girls, guards for very good price and very good plays in the Washington, Connecticut game. Kayla McBride, definitely tough spot for her today. She's facing the third best. I mentioned that before. She's facing the third best team guarding against guards in New York. They're third. She's projected to put up 21 at 5,300. You need, about 26, 27. And she's averaging 24. She can get there, yes, but she's on a back-to-back. She played a lot of minutes last night. Let's take a look and see how many minutes she played. She played probably at least 35. They're 39 minutes and put up 26 fantasy points. She is pretty steady. Look at this. 26, 26, 25, 27, 32. So if she gets 30 to 39 minutes, she'll get you anywhere between 25 to 28 fantasy points. She's a good cash play for you tonight. All right, she doesn't have tremendous upside, okay, just by looking at those numbers. But I did share with you in the other game, there are a couple of girls that have a little bit better upside. So keep that in mind, all right? But she is definitely in play if you're looking for someone in this game. Shavante Zelios, 5.2. She'll need 26. She's averaging 22. She's close. I think if this price was more at 5, I'll be a little more happier. 34 and 23 in the last 2 games is very respectable. So, I mean, she's definitely in play there. She is in a good matchup. Okay. As you can see, the matchups in guards today, everybody's pretty much 5th or 6th. So, she's facing, the 6th rank. Is it the 6th ranked team? Yeah, she's facing a 5th ranked Vegas team guarding against guards. But as you can see, she's projected to put up 15, even though she has a 30-point upside. So, tough matchup in a way. It all depends on how well Kayla, or how many how many minutes Kayla McBride plays. But if she plays sufficient enough minutes, I would say 25 to 30, it may be a tougher matchup for Zelios. I will probably go with McBride over her and pay $100 more. All right. I'm not on Kelsey Plum. I'm not on Sugar Rogers. Her time is going to be shortened up a little bit with Miss Prince back. Kia Nurse is a rookie. You figure she is going to get some time. I don't know how much time today. Let's see what she did the last few games. Okay, she's still playing sufficient minutes. Not the points. I mean, she started off like on fire 3 out of her first 4 games. And then look at the last 3 games. I don't know if this is just coming back to reality. You're a rookie. You're a 10th overall pick. I don't know. But she is a good player. I watched her in Connecticut, during her last 2 years of school there. Good player. 4,500. I mean, you need 22, 23, and she's averaging 22, 23. So you can get it from her. She's just not showing it the last couple of games. Like I said, I kind of like more of the girls in the Washington, Connecticut game as far as guards. But if you wanted to play Kia Nurse, she's not a bad play as far as her numbers. She is averaging 23. She's averaging, 14 a game? Let's see here. Miss Nurse. Sorry. She's shooting 43.5% from the floor and 37% from 3. So, I mean, she's not that bad. I'm not feeling her today in this matchup. I kind of like I said before, Washington, Connecticut. And if we go further here, Lindsey Allen, I'm not on. Bria Hartley is someone to take keep an eye on. 4,100. You need 20, 21 from her. She's averaging 18. and she shoots the ball fairly well too. Miss Hardy, she's shooting 45% from the floor, 45.6%, the best on the team, behind Tina Charles, and she's shooting the best out of from the three-point range at 43.5. So she's like a 43% up shooter from both three and from the floor. 27 and 28, good minutes here, and 15 and 19. We'll love to see some more points from her, especially more steals and more blocks, and definitely the assist total has to come up. But I think here in this particular game, I like her more here than I like Kia Nurse today. That's just the way I feel about it. I just, it's not any particular reason other than I think just because she's capable of shooting the three efficiently and shoot from the floor, she takes good conservative shots. I just feel that today, this matchup with Kayla McBride, who's just coming from a back-to-back. Now, granted, the best deal here is McBride in this game. But you want a little sneaky play, you can go down to $4,100, save $1,100, and you can play Bria Hartley if you do not like the girls that are over here, which I think, and I'm telling you everybody strongly, you should definitely look over the Washington-Connecticut game for your guards. All right? Miss Young, Miss Boyd, I'm not on them. Miss Young is definitely not a bad play. I mean, she's 9.9 points per game, 4 rebounds, 1 steal. She's shooting 36, almost 37% from the floor. I think last night she had a fairly decent night. Yes, she did. 36 minutes, 11 points, 5 rebounds, 9 assists, 2 steals. Put up a 34 spot. That was a fantastic game by her. She really killed me last night. Some people had her, and of course I wasn't one that had her in my lineup. But she did very well last night. Now, is she going to be able to repeat that again? We'll have to wait and see. She showed a little consistency here at the beginning, and then all of a sudden she just slacked off. Now all of a sudden, bam, she got a ton of minutes last night because she was doing so well defensively with the and passing the ball that they decided to keep her on the floor longer. It was a better matchup for her last night. Tonight, still a good matchup. As a matter of fact, I think she's not a bad play. 3,900, you need 19, and she's averaging 20. So it's a nice little check mark there, and then she's coming off a nice big game. You could roll the momentum with Miss Young, and you could play her tonight. I think she's not a bad play. She might be a nice play here at 3,900, and then taking the two other girls from the other game. If there's anybody here you wanted to save some money on, I think if it's not Hartley, it's definitely Young. And she's $200 cheaper, and she's going to hit value. She was hitting value last night, and she's undervalued as far as price. So that's fantastic. So you got 2 or 3 things going there. Jamie Narrett played a little bit last night. I'm not on her. She's not playing enough minutes for me. So let's go over to the forward so we can wrap up. Tina Charles, obviously, top dog here. Miss Charles, she's definitely in charge, man. She puts up sufficient numbers. She's up there. What is she? 45% shooting. I mean, she is doing it all. She's tops in the league in points, rebounds, blocks. She's what you got here? 8,600. You need about 43. She's averaging 39. I mean, a little pricey today. She put up a 31 spot in the last game. 13-4-3. Definitely a down game for her against Indiana. We will see how she plays tonight. She is at home. 49, 42, and 40, 50 over the last 5 games. She's been at pretty much 40 or over until this last game against Indiana. She'll bounce back tonight. She's in a good matchup. She has to deal with Miss Wilson. Miss Wilson's coming from a back-to-back. She played a monstrous game last night. I am going to go back to her again for $1,600. I wouldn't mind at all taking these 2 girls here and finding a way to get a value play in one of my forwards, because there is good value as far as guards in the other game, like I said before. So you could definitely go with a Charles and a Wilson here in this matchup and take them both as 2 of your forwards. I can see that already for me. All right, so Tina Charles is in play. Asia Wilson is in play. I like Asia Wilson here as well with Vegas, man. I mean, again, last night just a monstrous freaking game. A monstrous game, man. 39.2 fantasy points per game. She upped that quite a bit last night with that 62 spot. 39 minutes, 35 points, 13 rebounds, 2 assists, 3 blocks. It was just a massively well-played game. I know she's going to be a little tired today, but you know what? She's young. She's hungry. She's the #1 draft pick, and she's showing people, hey, you know what? I was the #1 pick for a reason. I can play basketball. So Asia Wilson is definitely someone no one should be overlooking today or at any point during the course of this year. She's capable of balling. At 7,000, you need 35 from her, and she's averaging 39.2. And obviously that jumped up because of the big, massive 62-point fantasy game last night. All right, but I think she can get 35. 35 is definitely a number she can definitely reach. Let's take a look here at the cruncher real quick. Here we go. She's facing a third-ranked defense against forwards and centers. So she's going to battle a tough girl in Tina. But, man, I mean, you know, she has already shown you she's got 45-plus upside. And she's taking the shots necessary as the main focal point of the offense of a team. 17, 18, 15, 24 shots. I mean, she's getting it done. 13 rebounds, 7, 9. I mean, yeah, she could attain 35 points easy. Her price is great. This is a great price here on FanDuel. Asia Wilson is definitely in play, guys. Going down it further here, I'm not on Coffee, even though she's doing well. Hamby may be someone to consider tonight. I don't think she played massive minutes last night. She didn't. So she may be someone that you can keep an eye on today. It's someone that you can throw in there at 3,500 if you're going to go after a Tina and Wilson in your lineup. She shoots the ball fairly well. Let me see, Hamby. Yeah, 41.7% from 3 and 65.9% from the floor. She's efficient when she gets time on the floor, and she's efficient with her shots. She don't take a ton of shots. Obviously, when you have a 65% shooting, almost 66% from the floor, she is not taking a ton of shots from the floor, but she is taking good, conservative, you know, shots that are going down for her. I'm not on Zooey B. I'm not on Rebecca Allen. I kind of like Kia Vaughn here at 3,300. You need 15 from her, Ms. Vaughn. And, you know, she could get close to it. She had 18 2 games ago and 13. She played a lot of minutes against Indiana. That's pretty good minutes, 23 minutes. She just didn't put up enough. But she was trying to fill up the stat sheet. She had 4 points, 1 rebound, 2 assists, 1 block, 2 steals. So she did these things here that I really like, which for fantasy players, we definitely want to see steals and blocks and assists and rebounds, not necessarily a bunch of points, but we'll take all 5 if we can get it, and definitely minimize the turnovers. Kia Vaughn could be a little sneaky play here. You know, if she gets that 20, 23 minute, I don't see it being not a bad play. Another good play, or not a bad play here also would be Miss Park. She's starting now as of late. And, you know, granted, she's big. She's 6'5". They drafted her for a reason. You know, they need those people up front. Vegas knows what they're doing. Lambier knows what he's doing. 3,300. She's playing 21 and 23 minutes in the last 2 games, and she has crushed that value. This fantasy points per minute, per game, excuse me, is going to go up eventually. Right now, you only need 15 or 14, and she's getting it. You know, she's doing that already. So, definitely a good play, and she's definitely a good cash play right there as well. So Miss Park is definitely someone to consider. I'm not on anybody else there. That's pretty much it. Now, when we go over here real quickly, I'm going to share with you now some quick fantasy points per minute games plays. Let's go over to the guards. They're projecting here Ariel Atkins almost with 1 fantasy point at .91. Miss Thomas at .90. I'm not on Miss Prince, but they say 84 for Prince. Courtney Williams, .83. Kia Nurse, .83. Kayla McBride at .76. I would not go any lower than that. I prefer to always look at 80 or better. So Nurse, Williams, Miss Prince, Miss Thomas, or Miss Atkins. Miss Atkins being the top one is good fantasy points per minute plays if you're looking for those kind of players like I do as far as fantasy points per minute. Over here, they got Asia Wilson as the top dog tonight, 1.28 fantasy points per minute. With Jonquel Jones, which I told you I kind of like tonight too, 1.22. Tina Charles at 1.11. Chiney at 1.10. Elena at 1.09. Latoya Sanders at 1.08. Alyssa Thomas at 1.05. They do have Miss Haynes here and Miss Hamby. I prefer Miss Hamby. And Miss Park at .84. That's pretty good. They're all pretty good, but that's definitely 8.84 and up is not too bad. So if you need to freeze this and look at this, I would say these are the girls right here. Right here. All the way up to Miss Park. Okay, guys? So going back to the games, I think the value, in my opinion, is here. So value plays, I'm going to go to the salary. My lowest value plays here Miss Strickland, 3,300. She's a good three-point shooter, as I already told you, has already been noted. 3,300. I mean, you need about 14 for that, and I think she can get that for you. She's projected to put up 11. Remember, she's a three-point shooter, so if you wanted to get a play there, I think Miss Atkins is the best value play here, or Miss Hartley. Okay, I like these girls the best here at 4,000 and 4,100. When you look at the forwards, best value play, I like Park. She has a little bit of potential to be a nicer upside. I think she can get 15 or 16. I think she can go as high as 20 for that price, and you definitely a good cash play. Other than that, Latoya Sanders may be a good little play here, and Ms. Hamby may have a rebound game here, so watch out for that. 3,500, you need 15, you need about 16 or 17 there, and she has she has the potential. She has 30-point upside. All right, good at 43 at that mid-range price between Marissa Coleman and Tiana Hawkins. Love the matchup for Tiana. As you can see, she's facing a 10th ranked defense there, guarding against forwards, so definitely that's a nice spot for her. So consider her there as well, and that's pretty much it. That is pretty much it. When we go back over here, we go back to the stacks. I always try to give you those stacks. I really like you. If you're going to do a game stack, I think this is the game to stack it on. Washington, Connecticut, even though they're just projected 10 points, the same thing with New York. You could also go with the strategy of taking 2 or 3 players from this game and getting the other 3 or 4 players from the other game, and try to utilize the statistical things that I had measured out, like rebounding, and as well as percentage points coming from 2. So you may want to target New York and maybe possibly Connecticut players also, because of their good field goal percentages that they have among 7 or 8 players in each team. So that might be something to consider. Okay, so that's something to consider there. And if you're looking at just a teammate stack, I already mentioned it when I first started it. Thomas and Williams is a good definite stack, and I wouldn't be not opposed to having Tolliver and Cloud, or mix matching, having Thomas and maybe Tolliver in this game, or Courtney Williams with Tolliver, or Thomas with Cloud, or Courtney with Natasha. Either way. But if you want to do a team stack, Christy with Natasha, not bad, or Christy with Atkinson, or Natasha with Atkinson. And definitely when it comes to Connecticut, it will be team stack will be at guard, it will be Jasmine and Courtney. If you're looking at forward stacks here, Thomas with Agumake is good, but I like Thomas with Jones today. And then you can always do Elena with Tiana as a team stack there up front for Washington. Come to New York, the guards. I'm not really feeling the guards in this actual game. The only one I do like, obviously, I still like Kayla McBride here at 5,300. I don't know how well she's going to play tonight after a back-to-back. We will see. I still think that she is good at this price. I think she can definitely still get this value. She's been consistent, averaging around 23, 24 a game, and that's pretty much what she needs to get here. All right, so I like her there. And then if I'm going to think anybody really low, I would say watch out for Ms. Young, who had a good game last night and starting to show a little bit of improvement just from last night's game. So again, she's coming from a back-to-back, so we'll have to see how that goes. And if not, then definitely Bria Hartley would be a nice play, because she's shooting very well from 3 and from the floor for New York. All right, I'm not on Prince, so I think you got to give it some time and wait. And I'm also not on Della Don. Forwards up here, definitely love to stack Charles with Wilson, 2 mixed match, 1 from each team. I see that definitely in one of my lineups or 2. If you want to do a team stack of New York, obviously you only have Charles with Coleman. You can go that route. I would not be opposed with Charles and maybe Kia Vaughn. And then when you're thinking Vegas, definitely Wilson with Hamby. I'm not on Coffee. And to be honest with you, in this particular game, I really like just these 2 girls right here, and then just grabbing the rest of grabbing one guard maybe from here, and then taking the rest of the players from here. That's where I'm at, guys. That's it. I'm trying to give you every possible scenario. You're going to have to dig it out. This is what I like to do. I like to give you as much information, try to give you what I'm thinking. I'm basically telling you more or less the way I'm thinking, how to do the things, how to come up with the possible plays. Now you just got to crunch these things down yourself a little bit more, and then take it from there. All right? And hopefully you have some winning lineups, man. So good luck tonight. Again, man, drop a like on the video. If you like the content, please drop a like. I appreciate it. If you have not subscribed and you really are looking for some help on a regular basis as far as getting lineup advice, I'm going to be doing that all year long as we move forward. Soon I'll be doing some MLB, like I said before. MLB is so many games. I cannot do videos for 15, 10, 12 game slates. It's not going to happen. I will do the smaller slates, especially when there's no WNBA. Like tomorrow, there could be a good chance there might be an MLB video if the main slate is no larger than 7 or 8 games. If there's less than 8 games or less than 7 games, I could probably say that's a definite yes. You may see one for those MLB players. If not, then, you know, I will not be doing one. You will see a WNBA on Friday. And moving forward, of course, I will be doing NFL and so on and so forth, then the NBA all over again, too, later in the year. So busy time here. I'm going to do everything I can to give you the best possible advice, and it's all on you to make that decision on how you play them. All right, so good luck making those lineups. You have any comments, any questions, you want to get any more insight, any more advice, I'll be more than happy to help you out. You can hit me up on Twitter, send me a message. You can definitely send me a message here, comment down below on this video. Again, drop a like, share the video if you know others that are looking for good content and looking for some help. I'm here to help out, and if you haven't subscribed to the channel, please do so already. And basically that's it. And don't forget to turn on those notifications, because you'll get that video right away as soon as I upload it. All right, guys, good luck tonight. Make those lineups. Let's make some money, and I'll let you know, guys. I'll let you know how I did tomorrow when I'll let you know the next time I do a video for WNBA on how well I did tonight. All right, good luck to everybody. God bless. Your boy Manny is out.